Me a second. Me a second. Fuck. Fuck.
Hello? Might I bend your ear for a moment, please? My name is Irina. I've escaped from Castle Morn, to the south. The servants there have rebelled. I can't be sure what it is, but I swear I heard frightful howling from all. My good father secreted me out, but decided himself to stay. The servants are full of wrath. They've since come for every one of the companions' eyes. I fear it's no different at Castle Morn. Please, would you mind taking a letter to my father? My soul wishes that he escape. Even if his... Please. Thank you. Then please. Deliver it to my father, who remains... Please. If you wouldn't mind, he can be stubborn. Please, he can be stubborn. But I'm sure he'll come around.
Horrible takes in Tower.
You know who I blame? You know whose fault this video is about to be? Do you know whose fault? Do you know whose fault this video is? I blame all of you too, okay? It's goddamn English teachers from 6th grade. The ones that asked us to read a fucking 2-paragraph entry and have us analyze like 50 million different metaphors, okay? It's those motherfuckers. You equipped us to do some bad shit.
It's not just that they're hook-nosed, it's that they're hook-nosed with, like, they look like they have filed teeth and their default expression seems to be, like, evil. Does no one else feel...
Like most Jews. I'm sorry. Maybe that was uncharitable. Maybe he's going... Maybe he's going somewhere else with this. It's the caricature? Sure. What? Can't they just be like... Here's a question, okay? It's Jew propaganda, it's not that far-fetched. Okay. Let's take a step back, okay? Let's just take one step back. And let's think about what propaganda or, you know, these types of Douglases are supposed to do, right? And let's ask a question, okay? Do we think there were a sizable number of people that came away reading Harry Potter that thought, man, fucking Jews, did this really happen? Are there a lot of kids out there today that are just a bit more anti-Semitic because because they read about what happened in Gringotts? Is that... I don't even know. I think Gringotts was the name of the bank, right?
I feel like if you gave an alt-writer, like, hey, can you design some inferior races? Like, they would bust some of these out, you know? You know what I'm talking about, right? The way the dwarves were made to look comical was never... I guess it was just never, like, racially coded in a problematic way. And then even when the dwarves are taken more seriously, like in The Lord of the Rings, Gimli and stuff, like, he's cool. I love Gimli so much. Who doesn't love Gimli? Does anyone here not like Gimli? This is a Gimli stan channel. We fan cam. Thank you.
I don't think I can handle watching all of this. I don't think I care that much. Media analysis with Vosh is more painful than my fucking food takes, okay? It's like music analysis with fucking Ben Shapiro. Not to mention, arguably, aren't we looking at like the costume design of the fucking movie set? Like how many different people were involved in the production and the plotting out of things of like it's not like J.K. Rowling herself was the sole director and like made all the shots. Like I'm pretty sure she was heavily consulted for the movies, but did she just find like I'm only gonna work with anti-Semites for the costume designs for the I don't know. I don't know, man. What is this?
Yeah, but the world is changing. Shit. Joe Rogan saying nigga and shit.
It's been years.
Nah, nigga, that wasn't years. That was days.
Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
He said every nigga in Philly look like a monkey.
Well, a lot of days. A lot of days.
Wait, is this actually a Joe Rogan? Could he actually say that? I didn't even keep up with all the fucking... Or is this part of the joke?
A lot of days, but years
Listen,
worth of
nigga,
days.
hey, Joe, let me tell you something, nigga. You lucky I got family in Philadelphia, because they was coming here to fuck you up, man. I said, listen, I held all niggas back on behalf of Joe. Y'all give me a round of applause, nigga.
Oh, no, that was
you.
the Planet of the Apes comment. I
Thank
remember.
you, and please
I
tell all your
I
friends
told
I
all
said
niggas,
thank
I
you.
said, hey, Joe, my nigga. I know he got Dave Chappelle and shit, but you know, Dave Chappelle ain't in the motherfucking streets, nigga. His wife Asian and shit, nigga. Dave Chappelle ain't no gangster like me, nigga. I love
I appreciate
Dave.
that.
I know, white boy. You better appreciate it. I'm appreciating. Look, we gotta talk, cause like, we got to work something out for that, nigga. You got the nigga approval from the realest nigga ever, nigga.
We talked about that today.
We got that. We go
Very
through
important.
all that, baby.
All right, listen,
Yeah,
this is gonna be on
exactly.
Patreon on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Joe Rogan is about to give niggas reparations.
Oh my, Freddie, get back over here. Get back over here.
And you just don't know it.
Freddie, you did much more than your minute. How about a hand for Freddie Gibbs, everybody? Absolutely shredding.
Okay. All right. $8.8 thousand likes. Good job, guys. Good signal boost. Oh my god! It's the Jewish sign! It's a fucking star! Holy shit! I take back everything I said earlier. That's it. That's the proof we were looking for. The only concession I'll make is that Cho Chang's name is very fucking stupid. That's the only concession I'll make there. Okay. Oh, cute. God, Attack on Titan sucks so much now. Holy fuck. I have to finish it though. I'm just watching every episode, waiting for the fucking train wreck to end. It's not as bad as Game of Thrones, but that's because it didn't get as high as Game of Thrones. It didn't get as high as Game of Thrones. It was just like a okay shonen whatever anime. How would you fix the rumbling arc? I think I've said a few times. One, it's no more full episodes fleshing out a copy-pasted trope backstory. I don't care. I don't even know who the last one was for. It was some girl character. I just didn't give a fuck. Stop. Please stop. It's so cringe. All of that. Every time they do that, it's so cringe. Attack on Titan at its peak was way better than Game of Thrones. Not even remotely. You're crazy. There is so much god-awful fucking filler in Attack on Titan. God, there's so much horrible filler. Holy shit. Season 2 was like 90% flashbacks. Yeah, and then like 90% of the characters that you flashback to died anyway in like the next episode. Am I making this up? Did this happen or do I just not remember any of the characters? Did you have like one episode and then one episode here would be like a flashback and then you'd have like another episode and then an episode here would be like a flashback and maybe there's another flashback here and then you have one episode and then all three of these characters die? I'm like, bro, why would you... Why would you waste all my time with this? I don't care. Yeah, bro, you can't give me a flashback to make me care about a character. It's the cheapest, most boring, stupid fucking way of making me care about a character. Wow, a whole half episode flashback and then you kill him next episode. Wow. God, so fucking boring. Fuck me, dude. I already retweeted this.
So I just saw Da Batman, and it was decent. There are parts of it that I really loved, but I definitely did not connect with everything. What I loved most about this movie was the visuals. It was a particularly well-shot film with some interesting lighting choices. It had a very purposeful and consistent look that helped set the tone for the film. Speaking of tone, I really enjoyed their usage of the song Something in the Way by Nirvana. It was a perfect choice that effectively communicated what type of movie they were going for. The way in which it was used was also very appropriate. appropriate. The amount that it was played was the perfect amount for the film. The original score for the film was also pretty great, and it fit the film perfectly. Or at least that's how I felt at the beginning of the film. About an hour into the film, I still enjoyed the score, just not as much. And by the end of the film, I could not stand it. They were just spamming the same 2 notes the entire movie. Now, if this score was a specific theme that was used in specific contexts, then maybe it would have lasted throughout the film a bit better. But the movie's...
God damn. Imagine the Batman film where they just shoot him in the fucking mouth and he dies instead of shooting him point blank in the fucking shoulder over and over and over again right into his armor. Oh no. Son Malding in Discord that his rant was posted on Vosh's Reddit. Yo, this needs to stop immediately. Listen to me. I don't care if you like Vosh, I don't care if you like horse porn, but if you keep pulling this DGG shit and use the Vosh free subreddit like it's LSF to try and start drama, it's only going to be bad for every content creator involved. Vosh and left-leaning anarchist neolib content creators do not realize that this is precisely the attitude their communities foster, and it's precisely why there's never any solidarity and just pure internet bloodshed. It's easy to, dude, you literally called Adam something a fucking Nazi. How has he found a new fucking boogeyman already? You all have favorite content creators. People clip them in heated moments all the time. Stop doing this dumb shit. Hey, new rule for my subreddit, okay? New rule for my subreddit. If you guys are letting Vosh's subreddit trigger Hassan more than my subreddit, I'm gonna start banning people at random, okay? So, heads up. Not acceptable, guys. Hold on, I've got more Hassan spies everywhere. Or Destiny spies, I guess. This guy sent me those earlier. This post is definitely some DGG shithead. I'm just stating that they are in here. There are plenty of Vosh fans in this community that have been fans of mine for a very long time, and the first sign of their new favorite content creator disagreeing, their brain breaks. And they turn into fucking sleeper cell clipping and shipping. It's pathological, it's obsessive, it needs to stop. Bro, you have like 30,000 viewers. How do you think that stuff isn't gonna get fucking clipped? Like, you acting like you're streaming in the closet. Like, we're only 3 people are listening to you. Like, you have 28,000 listeners. Of course people are gonna be clipping this and posting it. How fucking dumb are you? Jesus Christ.
I was fighting a fucking bear.
Oh no. Do I want to...
What do you think of all the statement of the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine?
Zelensky, an enemy of the left. Oh God, this girl. Oh no. Oh God. Oh, I'm about to hear some real dumb shit, aren't I?
And Zelensky's recent address to the Israeli Knesset. PFLP said Zelensky is a puppet of American and Western imperialism and acts on behalf of the detriment of the Ukrainian people. That framing the Palestinian people as the aggressor and Israel as the victim is not only imputed,
I saw that quote.
insult to people's intelligence.
I saw that quote. I think it's a bit of a stretch that this is like what it's being characterized as, and I am sympathetic to his position in trying to appeal to different governments for assistance. So I mean, point taken, but I saw people talking about that, and I tried to find.
Holy shit. This Kethel's, so Kiwi Farm. Okay, hold on real quick. The past like 30 pages of my Kiwi Farm thread have been them obsessively because Kiwi Farm hates trans people. Actually, right? You wanted to see transphobia, now Kethel's is seeing transphobia. It's not my community, okay? But I'm sure my community will get blamed for it. Kiwi Farms hates trans people. Holy shit. So the past, like, every time I fight with trans people, my Kiwi Farms thread, they like me more and more. So now I think they're actually in favor of me because I fight with so many trans people now. And they've spent like the past, yeah, they've been railing the Keffels a lot. They made Keffels her own Kiwi Farms thread because apparently there's a lot of like crazy information about her in the past. She used to be, I guess, like a porn star that like worked for some commie fucking party, and she was like taking money and using it to like spend it in her like sex cult, and apparently she ran like a cat farm server that had like underage minors and shit in it, and she's like deleted accounts so that people can't. There's like a whole bunch of like crazy shit. That's like, but so they created her thread this morning at 5 a.m. and it's already got 47 pages. Holy fucking shit! Jesus Christ! The Catboy stuff is real. Yeah, I've heard back and forth on it. I haven't like dug into it much yet, but Jesus. Vosh said in a video that r/Destiny is the same as Kiwi Farms because he's never been to Kiwi Farms. Yo, pro tip: 95% of people on 95% of the people that talk about like 4chan or Kiwi Farms have never been there before and don't know anything about it, right? Like they don't know the difference. Like they can't even tell you like, oh, well, how do you know if a board on 4chan is like not safe for work or not, right? Like they have no idea how any of that works. They just talk about like Reddit headlines that they hear. I was never an active poster on 4chan because I don't want to misrepresent my gangster street cred. But like these people don't know like what like trip codes are or like what fucking any of the Kiwi Farms lore, what the fuck they do on there. They just like hear boogeyman headlines about it and then they just as a heads up.
Quote, and I didn't think it was as bad as what people are saying, honestly.
I mean, look, there's no doubt that there are aspects of Zelensky that I don't, that politically I disagree with, and.
Actually, not true. I guess I was an active poster. Okay, I was just too embarrassed to say it. And one of the worst boards on 4chan was the VG boards. Oh no, the literal containment board made for shitters that were shitting up the V boards too much, I think, right? Listen, that's because that's where the StarCraft threads were. I was a StarCraft player, okay? I was a StarCraft player. Of course I posted.
I don't, I mean, I think I don't know enough about Ukrainian society to say whether you'd want to be a leftist there. But I don't care. I mean, we're not doing Zelensky, like music videos here. Like I think,
or even with Israel or with China for that matter.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Sam is still okay. He hasn't been totally corrupted yet. Oh, she's so mad. She's trying to find a way to bring it in here. She's like, fuck. If Jamie was here, she'd be shitting all over Zelensky right now. God damn it.
Stepping in play a role to bring this conflict to an end, the sooner the better. Whatever Zelensky has to say, I wouldn't co-sign it, but I would understand it and hope that's where it leads to.
I think it is helpful to continue to remind people that we don't react to what's going on with the Palestinian people in the same way that we react with Ukrainians. We don't react to what's going on with Yemeni people in the same way that we react to what's going on with Ukraine. This government's going to let in 100,000 refugees from Ukraine. Sort of suggests that we have room in this country. And of course we do. But we should begin to extend this to Haitians, to people from Central Americans. I mean, and I don't have to be a Zelensky fanboy to say that in a conflict where people are being bombed on the ground, I'm going to be more sympathetic to the people being bombed than the people who are bombing. That's basically it. Maybe we should stop giving weapons to the worst people in the world. Well, I mean, I don't know. Who's worse? The Ukrainian government or the Russian government? Like, I mean, are they really, is Zelensky the worst person in the world? Should we just sit by and just allow them to be bombed?
Maybe they're referring to like the Azov Battalion but still, I mean, I don't
like, why hasn't he banned any of the far right-wing neo-Nazi parties? I would guess it is when you're in a street fight, you pick up the nearest thing for a weapon.
Yeah, probably because they have they're much more embedded in the defense forces of Ukraine.
Why hasn't Biden banned or gone after neo-Nazi groups more aggressively? I don't know.
I mean, they're being invaded. Yeah, I think probably what you do at that moment when you're being invaded is
what do you mean banned or gone after neo? Because we have a First Amendment in the United States. What the fuck are you talking about? What does she mean? Wait, why hasn't Biden tossed the First Amendment? What is that? What does that mean? What was that comment supposed to mean? She means in Ukraine? How would Biden go after neo-Nazi groups in Ukraine? I don't know. Okay, never mind. Okay. I don't know. Never mind.
Not ban those people. Although I think they did ban some of them, didn't they?
Ukraine?
Yeah.
Well, they banned like left-wing parties.
No. My understanding of that party, the people were saying was a left-wing party, that socialist party, not. That it was actually a right-wing party. And I saw links, like I saw that dude, who's that guy who wears the cut-off jean jacket and it's a big socialist.
What does this post mean? This got 90 or 86,000 likes on Twitter. Okay, I'm a trans woman who's experiencing her first period cramps, and what the fuck? I have literally never felt pain like this. Why do we let people live like this? Period cramps are a result of menstruation, right? Hormones don't make you menstruate, no? Don't you actually need the physical parts to do that? Am I wrong on that? I could be wrong on that. This is a rabbit hole that will break your brain. Don't do it. Apparently HRT can cause the same kind of pain according to your subreddit. Okay, this is something I don't know as much about, so I might be on a massive, because I don't know that much. I thought that period cramps was your body like squeezing out like the inner uterine lining and shit through your, I guess, out your fucking cervix and out your fucking vagina. I thought that was what was like the period cramps, where it was like your body doing that process. It is? Okay. So if you don't have those parts, it's all anecdotal. I don't know if there's any studies yet. True. Female cramps are anecdotal. Fuck them. Hell yeah. Sorry. PMS and PMDD are related to hormones, though. No. I don't know. I think you need the parts, don't you? After you go through menopause, don't you no longer have PMS? Or if you are, if you're on like the infinite birth control and you never take your empty pills, can't you just never have a period so that you don't have PMS? It's not just that it's impossible to get me, it's that not getting periods is a direct result of the defining factor that makes a trans woman a trans woman. Male genitalia, having a penis, not having uterine lining to shit. Apparently there is a mental component because of the hormones that is similar to the feeling of a period. I've known some pretty strong women that are pretty fucking ruined by their periods. I don't think it was a mental thing. I think the pain was pretty real, but I could be wrong. I don't know, man. Listen, trans women are women. Dude, fuck me. I need to get out of this. I need to get out of this. I already hate women. I might start hating trans people. Maybe my conversion is happening. Oh no, but if I can simplify my bigotry by just saying trans women are women, and then I hate all women, so then they're included in the umbrella. It's like a shortcut. We're good. Do you think that... I can't say it. I can't say it. I can't make the... We're in uncharted land. I just don't understand. I'm just trying to think like the trans male equivalent. Like, if you're like a trans man, you get like a phantom boner that causes a tent in your pants? Like what? I don't understand what they're... I'm just so confused, dude. I want to go back to 2010. I don't understand anything anymore. I just don't understand anything. I'm too old. I'm booming hard. Okay? I'm booming hard. Merrick takes while talking to the Jubilee person. I blocked Merrick and everything. I can't handle the face sitting shit. She's out of my orbit, okay? Those are gonna be really awkward events I go to because I just have to avoid all of these people. I don't wanna see them, talk to them, hear them talk. I'm just done. Wait, hold on.
Obama.
You're lucky. All right. There are 100% pain symptomatic syndromes that have no apparent physiological cause but can be related to mental stuff, i.e. somatic symptom syndromes, irritable bowel syndrome, premenstrual syndrome has an element of that, but I don't know much about it. Sure, of course, right? Pain is a thing that exists in the mind that can be caused for all sorts of reasons. But like PMS and like cramping from periods probably almost certainly has like a distinct like physiological cause, you know? Destiny self-reporting that he never fucked a woman and never seen an engorged clitoris. Wow, Ophelia self-reporting that she thinks that her 3-inch long clit is normal. I'm sorry, that was really mean. I love you, Ophelia. My bad. You're chill. Stop! My bad. Stop it! Stop. Everybody calm down. Chill. Jesus. Fuck me. Okay, that was too much. That's what it would look like, guys. That's what a Nagasaki or Hiroshima would look like if it happened today, okay? So slow down with your hate. Did you know that trans men have giant clitorises due to the effects of testosterone? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how much it would influence. I know that because the clitoris is the analogous organ to, I think it's just the glands of the penis, right? I think. But I guess maybe it would grow. I don't look at that. I don't know.
And he didn't agree with me on that, but that's okay. I thought we had a really pleasant conversation. It was totally fine.
Yeah.
However, reading chat was, wow. I'd always felt comfortable. I'd always felt like I was a part of it. People were saying that I mean, I saw stuff that was like fucking Botox brain bitch. Like, people were talking about what a dumb woke scold I am, and I was just like totally shocked. When the video came out on his YouTube, someone was like, she's a fucking snake in the grass. You need to keep an eye on her. She's gonna stab you in the back at the first opportunity. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this is like my community. Like, what is this? So like a bunch of people were just, yeah, like people talking about how I'm did. Like, it was like, I was like, oh wow. And he didn't.
Come on, fucking A, I ran into a fucking chainsaw.
The Elden Ring in the background. Well, I'm trying to focus on shit. False pregnancy. In the new Dr.
Is
Mike
excess sugar causing the obesity epidemic?
Oh my god. I can't think of a better way to toss 5,000 viewers in a Dr. Mike vid. Can you find me a longer one? We saw this right? Yeah, that's why we need a 50-minute Dr. Mike vid. Someone else suggested that the reason Sorrenti hates Destiny is because Destiny called out Sorrenti's friend/boyfriend Bob posting, who's apparently grooming minors on Discord and getting them HOT behind their parents' back. Oh, is Kethel's Bob posting's girlfriend? Friend? I don't know. I can't keep track of the. We're like 20 identities deep right now. Person friend? Bob posting is a girl? Okay.
Obama.
Partner. There was a you know that Merrick has a version of your site? Yeah, they all do. They all do. What was I thinking of? One more concession for Harry Potter I thought was funny as a kid. Seamus is the only one blowing shit up.
Keep hating your life then, working class Andy.
10 out of 10 meme. Permaban me if I'm wrong.
For-profit online university, changing the game for everyone.
11-minute Adult Swim video.
Things I need to get the things I want.
We're using the latest technology to develop tools to allow businesses to connect to global solutions.
At For-Profit Online University, I feel like I finally belong.
For-Profit Online University is America's fastest growing college on the internet. We've stripped away all of the problems of a traditional university. Accreditation, full-time employees, buildings, and replaced them with an efficient Web 4.0 structure based on you.
I think college rankings are corrupt. They all just get together behind closed doors. College rankings are based on nothing more than the incestuous cocktail party scene.
Wait, do I know who this guy is?
Incestuous cocktail.
Okay, hold on. This might be a face blindness, okay? It might be a face blindness.
Party scene. Closed.
Hold on.
You.
I think college rankings are corrupt. They all just get together behind closed doors. College rankings are based on nothing more than the incestuous cocktail.
Do you think it could be? This College Humor guy?
Living on a city block. Let's get it started then, shall we? I want you to imagine that you're living on a city block. Okay, on this block there's a red house.
Is it possible?
Structure based on you.
I think college rankings are
Hating
corrupt.
your life then.
The way that he talks.
Get together behind closed doors. College rankings are based on nothing more than the incestuous cocktail party scene.
FPO.
A green house, a blue house, and a white house.
Sure.
Red man lives in the red house, the green man lives in the green house, and the blue man lives in the blue house. Now, who lives in the white house?
The White House.
No, sorry, the president lives in the White House. You're retarded.
What?
Here's a pamphlet. It details just a couple of services.
Wait, back up. Did you just call me retarded?
I just diagnosed you retarded.
I'm not retarded.
Yes, you are.
But
And this pamphlet is a great resource for retarded
wait,
people
listen,
such as
I
yourself.
know I'm not retarded.
It's the same mole on his left cheek? Oh, I wasn't even thinking of
I
that.
don't normally do this, but would you like to take another retarded test?
Yes, but should you really be calling it that?
Give me your hands. Did you know I can tell the future? College ranking. Oh, yes.
Oh.
You can tell a lot about a person from their palm.
Wait, I
For
can't- the
example,
video
right here,
resolution
I
is
see
so
your beautiful
shitty.
house in the future. Here's your wife tending the garden, tire swing out back. Right in the middle of your backyard is the swimming pool. I'm sorry, you're retarded. Only a retarded person will let me spit in their hands.
Spitting in people's hands is retarded. You're the retard.
No, you're retarded, and retard is a very unfortunate word for someone in your position.
Well, I'm not retarded. Wait. Is this one of those tests where if I believe you, then I'm retarded?
No, you're retarded. And I really recommend reading this pamphlet. With
I don't want or need your pamphlet. Just give me another test.
Please.
Give me another test.
Very well. Follow my fingers with your eyes. Good. You're retarded.
That's impossible. It's impossible.
If you're retarded.
I'm not retarded.
There are some physiological indicators. For example, if your hand is bigger than your face, you're retarded. You're retarded.
Okay, doctor. Listen. I am not, nor have I ever been mentally retarded. I'm a mentally, physically fit individual who's just trying to do his new job the best he can. Can't you understand that?
There is one more test.
Great. I'll take it.
Okay. I need you to spell the word pig backwards and then say a whole bunch of different funny colors.
What, like G-I-P? I'm not gonna do that.
Say a bunch of different funny colors.
Shut up.
Excuse me, sir. If you want to take this retarded test, you need to spell the word pig backwards and say
So like G-I-P, orange, blue, red, yellow. Okay, is that good? Am I retarded now? Am I retarded?
Yes. You're very retarded.
Can I ask you something, doctor?
Of course.
If a red house has red bricks and a blue house has blue bricks, what color bricks does a greenhouse have?
See, I'm not retarded, so I know I don't have to answer that question.
Who's buried in Grant's tomb?
I know, but I'm not telling you.
What color is George Washington's white horse?
I don't tell little babies.
How much dirt is in a hole? 3 feet by 6 feet by 6 feet?
108 cubic feet. I'm great at math.
Nah, there's no dirt. It's a hole.
Shut up!
Wow, guys. Ancient college humor comedy.
I grow up. And every time I look at you, I throw up. And then your mama walks around the corner and licks it up.
My mama doesn't do that.
It's the same guy.
rankings are based on nothing more than the incestuous cocktail party scene.
It is.
FPOU is proud.
Okay, I don't want to watch anymore. That's fine.
What are your sins?
When I was about 13 or something, I went fishing with my dad. I caught a fish, I was really happy about it, and I just felt like I had a connection with the fish. It just felt very nice in my hands. You know, the fact that it felt like it was chosen. It was chosen for me. And so when my dad told me to throw that fish back in the water, I was a stupid little kid. So I threw a rock in the water, pretending it was a fish, and I shoved the fish down my trousers. And this fish was not bigger than my dick when it's hard, but it was in there. And the fish got warm as we were going home. And I just remember I was getting older while I was going home. And my dad was speaking to me, and I tried to shift the focus away from the warm fish, because I could feel the fish kind of like shaking, dying, you know, on my dick.
Okay, Jesus Christ.
Fuck.
First would come the soreness and swelling in her chest along with bouts of nausea. The next day, she'd endure painful abdominal cramping, lasting minutes at a time, as well as constant nausea, hot flashes, dizziness, photosensitive migraines, and bloating. Animals of all kind, like frogs and hawkfish, change sex frequently in response to environmental stimuli. Wait, is this true? Can they change and then change back? I don't think I want. I don't know if this is a rabbit hole I'm prepared to go down. Oh no. Incredibly important 1 minute video.
Right, this is a whole new.
Okay, I'm good. I'm sorry. I'm reading this. I'm reading a story of one person's experience with trans periods. Okay, I think I'm gonna eject from that one. Drama stream in 5 minutes. Deep dive into Keffel, the person claiming to have gotten Destiny banned. Alice exposes Ralph. I don't know who these people are. Oh wait, is this Ralph from the kill stream? It is the same guy. Oh, good. They had a huge fallout? Oh, Mr. Medicare's friend. Who's Alice? Wait, Ralph is Mr. Medicare, or what? No. Stop using pronouns, okay? If you're gonna try to talk about when we've got multiple topics going on, okay? That guy's a former host of the kill stream.
Favorite songs by Dua Lipa. Old boy with a fupa. I see it. I'm a mutual fan for
stabbing me. Tweeting at me, but the nigga ain't at him. Put him in the headlock. He started stabbing me. It kinda tickled, I thought he was mad at me. He falling off. Gravity. Feeling Fantano with love like a cavity. Tweeting all day with Matt Vanity. I get the pistol and handle it. I just made it how it had to be. If I was Fantano, I'd be suicidal. I'd be like Kurt, with my lips on the rifle. If I was Fantano, I'd get me a rifle. I'd kill Fantano, right hand on the Bible. Fuck Fantano, cause that nigga sucks. Soon as that one pound the buff. I see Fantano, I'm fucking him up. He got a small head, I'm like a nut. You dressed like a little boy, playing peekaboo. Whoever told you it was funny. He was getting cool. I had pressure for an Indian vibe. One wish you would be to turn into you. How you a critic and they sell no records? A bag of a record, you set the one record. I'ma do on my world star, make sure that you record. I'ma hold him down when you.
Yeah, I know who Mr. Medicare Jim Internet Aristocrat is. I know who that is. But I don't know what Alice exposes Ralph has to do with Jim. I don't know how that ties back into him. I don't understand. I secretly recorded our manager admitting he fired the new girl because she got an abortion. A new colleague asked me if I could swap a day I'd book off as a holiday. She said it was for a medical appointment, so I was more than happy to. On that day, our manager found out it was for her to get an abortion. He interrogated me why I swapped my holidays and said he's sickened that women nowadays don't have decent Christian values. I knew something else, so I recorded the whole conversation on the phone. A few days later, the colleague hadn't come to work when I... What is... Do you think this happened? How did the manager find out that she was gonna go and get an abortion even? What? Destiny, I didn't ban any of them because I didn't even look for them. Wait, what? Hold on. Hello, I'm a Destiny YouTube mod. If you can show who said those things in the comments, I'll ban them from the channel. Fuck ton of stuff to do today, so I only grabbed a few. Thanks, man, I really appreciate it. Wait, what? I don't even think these are transphobic. I understand that the commenters are misgendering the person I'm talking to, but I don't think they're intentionally misgendering. I think they didn't know her pronouns. Like, the biggest issue I have with all of this really comes down to one simple thing, and it's about equality. Through the course of time, women have fought for equal rights compared to men. Now here we are in the 2000s with men coming into the space that women have fought to get to begin with. I get this is kind of a turfy argument for sure. I get the equality also for the trans population. They're getting their equality at the expense of women that have fought for their own already. Now here we are with women that don't like the situation where they're being told it shouldn't matter to them because trans women are being put into women's category. I mean, this kind of sounds like a little turfy, but I don't know if I would ban this person for transphobia. Sansa might be joining on YouTube. He already streams on YouTube, doesn't he? I love Sansa a bit.
Die.
Stop! I saw this. Oh, good names. Clicky. Absolutely true! Before internet, I want to fuck toasters. Don't be a fucking retard, grow up. After internet, I want to fuck a toaster. Google Petty 1,000 plus members of people wanting to fuck up your life. Huh. Hold on one second. Somebody's not. Well. Evidence of Catboy Ranch. Stream at 1440p, please. Nice. The 1440p stream is massively unpopular because I have to have like a 7-second delay to do it. Fuck, you guys wanted to watch this. What's the difference in TOS rules between Twitch and YouTube now? I just don't have to worry about getting banned for like the crazy SJW stuff as much. Also, we can watch, finally, we can watch like war footage and stuff. If there's like a body in the background, you don't get like insta banned or anything. Oh shit.
It's your fault for platforming that Irish laddie fellow a few years back, TBH.
That's exactly what your mom said. Got him!
Where's Dan? Who's Dan? What is Dan? The missing man.
True.
New lefty video essay. Fantasy creatures are extremely creative. Here's why they're all racist.
Good one. Do you think most people on VGG know about the iffy stuff Vosh has done?
Sorry about your Twitch channel. Been watching since Justin TV days, so fuck Twitch.
Thanks. No, so like here's a couple things. So reading through Vosh's community, sometimes I get kind of like lost in that I don't really know where I'm at online sometimes. And then when I try to evaluate what actions I should take, I'm making incorrect decisions because I don't know my bearings. So I thought about making like just like a manifesto. I always call it a manifesto, but like basically writing through a document and doing a video on like this is what's happened for the past few days, just so that there is some record for posterity for people to look back on, and there's some log of like an actual transcription of the events that have transpired. Because I think it's valuable to have that to look back on, and more importantly, oftentimes I'll look in communities to figure out like where people are standing on things, and Vosh's community is actually unhinged. More than I thought. Way more than I thought. Maybe it's because, maybe they were more friendly towards me in the past because me and Vosh weren't usually in direct conflict, so they had like a better viewpoint of me. But when we came in direct conflict, they very quickly took on like all of the insane Vosh talking points. So like, for example, like I think if people wanted to write in a subreddit like, oh, like I hate Destiny, I think that some of the shit that he says, you know, can maybe enable transphobic people, but I think, okay, sure, that's fair. If you want to like criticize me for language use or for being tone deaf or whatever, sure, you know, I think there are grounds there that you can criticize me on or fight me on. But like the way that he rewrites history and the way that he tries to pretend that like my political viewpoints are spiteful, that I engage in like rape apologia and I'm like transphobic and a far right, like, you know, person that's gathering far, like, it's insane. And his fan base took to all of it very quickly. So when I see stuff like that, I'm like, okay, well, what the fuck is the point of writing like a manifesto or anything? Like, why would I, like, I'm not gonna change any of these people's minds. But I think there's like three important groups to keep in mind. One is for my own fan base, it's good to have like a record of like, so you guys actually know like, well, this is what's happened. Because sometimes you hear things so much that I think even my own fans might start to wonder like, well, did Destiny say, did he hate raid somebody or whatever? Like, for the longest time, I thought I started dating Melina when she was like 18 or something. I actually got canceled into thinking that. It wasn't until she was 20. I didn't even know, but I'd heard so many times, be like, oh, Destiny dated an 18-year-old. I was like, fuck, I don't know, maybe she was. And I'm like, oh, no, wait. And I actually found out later, like, no, wait, she wasn't 18, she was actually 21. Not that there's like, I guess a huge difference, but like, there's just like so much shit that I see so much that I don't even keep it straight all the time in my mind. What I want to do is, so one is my own fans, just so that you guys have like a clear log of like, this is what's actually happened, like all my prior manifestos that have all, by the way, been 100% true, Nobody has contradicted a single claim that I've ever made in any of my manifestos ever with any amount of evidence, ever, okay? Doesn't happen. So number one, having that record is good. And then number two, for my fans, two is there are still people in the middle that don't have a 100% decision. You don't hear them as much, but there are people that float between me and Vosh that just don't know. So having a log for them is good. And three, the most important group of people that I never really factor in are there's a whole bunch of people floating on the outside, the peripheral, that aren't like huge fans of me or Vosh. They just like hear things. So being able to point to that record is important as well. So yeah, I like the concept of like writing out a big document and just saying like, hey, this is what happened from start to finish, because every single thing that people have claimed about me is just 100% false. Like there's not even like an ounce of truth, right? Like I've never, well, I'm not gonna say never. We used to do things that looked like hate raids, like back in the Justin TV days, like 12 or 13 years ago, where we would like just watch channels and make fun of people. That happened, but nothing like in the past decade. The idea that I like hate raid people just doesn't happen. It's just not true. I've never hate raided anybody. It's bad for so many different reasons. It would make me look bad. And it would be so easy to trace back. Why would I do that? So all the hate raid claims are false. The idea that like I defend rapists or that I say people should get raped, like none of that is true. Like there's just like so much false information. Oh, and the idea that I'm spite-based when it comes to Vosh is also not even remotely true. Like I'm just like, I'm gonna probably make a subreddit post later today asking you guys for tidbits of evidence and I compile it all. Like there have been so many cases over the past probably year, if it not at the very least several months, where like I'm pretty charitable to Vosh. Like if he says something like, oh yeah, I agree with this here, like oh yeah, I think this is unfair here, like oh yeah, you know, I think he did something good. Like I'm always like pretty level-headed, even when it comes to talking about people that I hate, because I don't really hate these people. I think they're dumb. But like I'll be fair. Somebody like if I think that Vosh is like, if I think he makes a good point, I'll give him credit for a good point. You know, that's it. But his turnabout for me is insane. He is unironically so spiteful. Unironically so spiteful in all of his analysis of anything that I say, and it's unbelievable. So I think getting examples of that would be good. Disproving all the hate raid shit would be good. Although it's hard to prove a negative, that I prove that I didn't do something. I'm trying to think. In some miracle universe, the manifest clears you and your Twitch channel gets reinstated. That's never happening. The Twitch decisions don't exist in this reality, okay? They function on another plane of existence. I'm not making a manifest to get unbanned from Twitch. I don't think that's ever gonna happen. Or if it does, maybe I'll get unbanned in like 6 to 12 months, maybe. I don't know, that'll never happen. Or it's not something I'm like counting on or care much about.
Do something!
K-Girl, they were directly involved in the situation. Have more information relating to the situation. What is this? Catboy Ranch. What does this have to do? Cavill's and her fans are extremely incensed about pedo-jacketing, but looking at archives of the initial incident, they got involved with the server Femboy cooking ran. Cavill's accused everyone who didn't believe cartoons are CSEM of being a pedo. What is CSEM? What does it even mean? Watch the Vosh stream from earlier today. Does Twitch not have a phone number? Why should I gotta get a hold of somebody? Yeah, there's nobody I talk to. It's fuck. My guess is Vosh was super happy to deflect from his own. Oh yeah, I also need to contextualize why, because I think that there's a way to explain what, I think there's a way to explain Vosh's behavior that makes sense. He just came off a really, really hard misogyny arc because he is kind of brainless when it comes to handling optics. For I guess he doesn't have to be. No, I'm not gonna be fair to him. He's brainless. I'm just gonna say that. Fuck him. I'm not gonna be fair to him. My to be fair comment would have been like, he still relatively knows the arena and he's kind of like ridden my coattails for a long time, so he didn't have to worry about this for a long time, even though he's made a lot of missteps. But the him bleeding off like 5,000 or 6,000 subs recently in his misogyny arc is probably super mind fucking him. And his ability to like jump off of this and now like recertify himself as like, no, I love trans people, I love women, I'm super pro left, I'm very, very far left socially, by like attacking me really, 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 really hard, I think has been like, he's trying to use this as like a lifeline or like a saving grace basically. His ability to jump ship from a bad social arc to like a good one, I think is something that he's like super desperate for. So I think that's where this behavior comes from, or why he's gotten like so unimaginably fucking incensed and like psychotic recently relating to me. That if I had to guess, that'd be my guess. Make sure you have links from praising you in the past for your most controversial takes like this. What is this?
If you don't know who Destiny is, I don't know how you know who I am. He's a Twitch streamer. He does politics, philosophy, and video games. Originally, he was known for playing StarCraft 2 professionally. Then, you know, the professional days weaned off a little bit. He started just playing for fun, entertainment streamer, got into politics around 2015, 2016, and I've been a member of his community for a while, or at least I was. I was a fan of his for like 9 years or so. I mean, that's a long time. He's been streaming. He's been streaming for a really long time, you know. And he's a truly fascinating character. And over the past 2 weeks, a piece of drama has developed that has gone from a failed hookup all the way to, so it began with that and gone all the way to multiple destroyed friendships, a ruined podcast, and Destiny going through the probably the most vicious, hate-driven wheelhouse live stream fail circle jerk I have ever seen, or at least that I've seen in quite a while. You know, Alinity gets a lot, for example. It's quite a bit. Now, a lot of people say that I go too easy on Destiny because I am/was a fan of him, but I want to give my thoughts on this, okay? So there are 2 segments to this. First, let's catch up on the drama, huh? Ah, come on, I know you're curious. I'm just gonna be giving it like a short breakdown of it. I mean, there's, oh boy.
He sounds more like a human in these videos. What happened? He does, right? He actually sounds a little bit like a human being in this video.
Destiny streams like fucking 16 hours a day. I don't know how the fuck he does it, okay? There's so much that I could cover. So much. But I can't, because I don't have an extraordinary memory. I mean, this is like this is like live stream, like The Bachelor, Jersey Shore. I don't know what fucking reality TV do people like these days. It's fucking hour by hour. You know, you fall asleep, you wake up, oh shit, who's angry at who now? Fucking wild, right? We're gonna cap on that, and then afterwards, we're going to discuss the actual politics of what happened, my opinion on those politics, and what could have been done differently. Destiny is, hold on everyone, okay? A fucking liberal. And for that reason, we know he's capable of being wrong on things. Let's see how wrong he gets. We begin 2 weeks ago.
Okay. I don't need to watch a whole 30-minute video. I don't know what it was wrong with me. But, Keffels is the exact type of trans person Rush ranted about in the past, and now he's yes-queening her at every opportunity. The sad thing is that Vosh is okay-ish when it doesn't concern you, but when you get involved, his brain shuts off. Yeah, he got more deranged than I thought possible, and it just got worse and worse over time. Hold on, I have to get my food. It's coming. 1 second. Chill!
Grab the exact time and place.
Didn't say Simon Says.
Obama. Obama.
Keep hating your life then, working class Andy.
Obama.
I ran out of fucking salt. Oh my god. Not good. Or when you freaked the fuck out on Train on the stream. Nope. I remember a stream though where I defended Hassan when Train said that he was a fake socialist. Do you remember that stream a long time ago? Oh my god. This is from his New Year's Eve stream.
And I have to play along, but I always play along like the cheek little, like the faggot I am.
Whoa!
I play a little cheek.
Bro, I remember watching this. I remember watching this drunk stream. I don't want to say anything. Do drunk people talk like this? Has anybody heard it? I don't know. But maybe some people do. Maybe some people do. Maybe some people do. Maybe some people do. I worked at a casino for 2 years, 3 years. I don't think I ever saw anybody like that, and I've gotten wasted and been. But maybe some people do. Maybe some people do talk like that. Or maybe he's faking it because it's funny memes. Who knows, you know? Who the fuck knows? All right?
Today we are going to be looking at a video titled How America Funded...
God, this Hungarian filth. Ugh. Sorry. Here, let's catch up on donuts for a sec while I eat.
When Bosch is a controversy, he loses 4K subs.
Hair?
When D is a controversy, he wins 4K subs. GGGL.
There you go. You like this?
You heard the glorious prophet. He's going to office at random if we don't begin to run sorties ASAP. Inshallah, the Taliban will succeed.
Fuck Twitch, here's some money.
Oh yeah?
Destiny, have you ever seen the owner of the Killer Farms emails to a detective in New Zealand trying to pressure him to dox his users to him? It's great.
Wow.
Hey Destiny, sorry about your Twitch ban. When are you gonna join the Grokers on Cozy?
Ask your mom. Got him.
There's a group who insists they have issues that apply to their non-assigned sex. All psychosomatic.
Oh, so they
A cringe F-rabbit hole. Don't dig further.
Fuck it. Let's watch some of this, I guess, while we...
My wife thinks you not licking women is cool. She hate most too. You have her approval.
Wait, what? She hates most women too. Oh. Well, sorry, bro.
Are you at all familiar with the lectures from Ellen Watts?
Nope.
The wall of your uterus bleeding is what causes period cramps. PMS is pre-period bleed. Not remotely the same thing. JFB.
I don't know if PMS is pre-period bleed. I don't think you're generally bleeding yet when you're on PMS, right? PMSing is before. When you start bleeding, that's like your period, right?
Fuck you, Destiny. You got me banned by nuking all my wall, so thank you this shitty donation.
Nice.
Be brave.
Keep hating your life then, working class Andy.
Oh, I saw that Sticks and Hammer guy trying to say that I like tried to get him banned in the past just because I tweeted some clip of him.
Simon says.
British people when they put a leaf in hot water.
I tell you what, though, folks, that's bloody nice. That is really. That is bloody lovely.
True. Absolutely true and based. And bonger pilled.
Hello, everybody. How is it going today? It
I
is
got
Saturday,
balls of
March
steel.
26, 2022, and we are having just a banger of a day today. I'm going to admit,
Hey,
Destiny,
you were my favorite
I think
streamer.
I've had the
Been a fan since you destroyed Athens Logic. Thanks for all the content exploring interesting topics. And thanks for sane takes.
Thanks.
God bless.
Why are you addicted to shit tier content? Well, because I have to eat. I don't want to watch something important while I'm eating.
As a trans person, facing harsh realities is hard but needed. The online insanity groups will haunt us in the future. How does one create a divide?
Good question.
Sending support your way. F asterisk 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 Twitch.
Wow, thank you. Okay, I have to pause this again to do the video.
The year is 2077 and
we
the
have like 3
blockchain
left.
is integrated with Discord to allow people to block others from real-life places. You never know when you won't be able to walk into a store because a Zoomer blocked for 10-year-old Twitter drama kill me.
Fuck you, chat. Half of you said it's okay to go to the bar alone, and half of you said it isn't. And no
Keep
matter
hating
what
your
you
life
said,
then,
you were
working
adamant
class
that you
Andy.
were right. I'm more confused than I was before. Fucking balance it.
Wait, am I allowed to be on this stream right now?
Have some more oil money from me joke. Would love to see your views of Norway government system.
Can't wait for the next Hippy Dippy podcast panel that talks about menstruation without inviting someone who menstruates.
True.
Expelled. Luckily, somebody already looked into it and found out there's no way Destiny hate rated Capitals unless he's a time traveler. Yeah, what is this? Is this on the Destiny subreddit? I don't think trans women should compete with cis women in athletics either, unless there's strict guidelines that are clearly not being followed right now. I'll say it. I'm not anti-trans, I'm not transphobic, but there's gotta be like a limit, you know what I mean?
Sounds reportable.
Okay, let's see.
Okay.
Most fun on Twitter that I've had in the longest while. My good friend had the most fun time on Twitter today. It's just an absolute banger of a Twitter day. So many people interacting with his tweets, and so many people just kind of awakening to this amazing little story that we've got. We've got a pretty interesting story coming forward, and we might even have some adversarial guests come on. They've been demanding that I let them come on, so I might do that. Well,
wait, what? It's 2022. I think it's about time we destigmatize drunk driving. Alcohol use sort of legit mental illness. People that can't drive drunk is ableism. This has to be a fake tweet. Or like, even if it was a real tweet, I'm sure they were joking when they tweeted it. It's real? It's a joke. It's got to be a joke. Like, even if it's a real tweet, it's got to be a joke.
So the plan is that we're going to be covering the Capitals drama with Destiny, specifically the recent developments, because holy crap, I might have some S-level insight because I called it. I absolutely called it. I've got a quote here. I'm also going to turn off the notification sound alerts on Streamlabs, so I apologize if you guys are wanting to donate or anything. I want to hear that afterwards. It's just going to roll the flow. We'll do all donations afterwards, though, so do not worry. If you do donate, your donation will be read, and it's like really funny. We know how it works. So, a couple days ago, or actually yesterday I was on the podcast, and we were discussing the topic of capitalism. It's incredible that Destiny got banned. You know, I actually did this on Twitter. Excuse me, I'm chasing I did that right in the butt, by the way. I don't know how many of you guys are new friends to this. This friend on Twitter retweeted me to find, or my friends who had a link to my stream. So I don't know how many of you guys are actually Destiny fans, because his Twitter retweeted a tweet mentioning the stream link. I guess I'll get it out of the way real quick. I have zero intention of trying to clout chase off Destiny. I think people in my audience who are longtime viewers of me know that at best I'm very skeptical of Destiny, and at worst I'm like outright testing of him. I think that his original behavior towards into platforming was really indicative of like sort of the shit that he's dealing with right now, and it's sort of a hell of his own making. So I really have no interest in trying to cater to Destiny's audience, because one, I don't think they'd like me very much. But we'll live with that. So I just want to get that out of the way real quick. I just don't think they should be banned off Twitch. I don't think anyone should be banned off Twitch unless they're like actively breaking the law or trying to hurt animals or something. You know, I'm not a big fan of that sort of stuff. I think it's kind of dorky. I think it makes you into a bad person. So, get that out of the way, not cloud chasing. I was on Augie's stream a couple days, or yesterday, gosh, time's flowing by so fast. And we were discussing the topic of Keffels, the individual who claims responsibility for Destiny's former ban off of Twitch, or indefinite ban, whatever it is, I have no clue. Anyway, this is my prediction. Let's see how correct it was.
This is a fucking news. I think this is actually the next day. I tweeted they're a loser and I'm making a video on them soon. Again, check out my video I posted on the channel earlier today. It was fucking brutal. They did a whole thread on it that they then deleted. Luckily, one of my, I guess, fans or viewers or whatever captured it. Keffels tweets about me. Says, tweeting about how they are going to make a YouTube video about me from behind a block. Very spineless behavior. They blocked me! What the fuck? Like, even, the point of me showing you guys this is even about, like, tiny things that don't matter. Like, who blocks who first? Who gives a shit? But they'll lie about stuff like that.
That will come to in play quite a few times throughout tonight. So just keep that in mind. This person comes off, at least, as a pathological liar. Just saying.
Right? Like, there's just no end to what they won't fucking lie about. It's just fucking crazy.
And I think this person writing hi is going to backfire them, because now this person has an extremely large amount of tension on them, and already I'm hearing like rumblings of some really, really fucking embarrassing and really bad for them shit. I was watching like Destiny stream a little while ago before I went on.
That's me.
People in his chat were talking about mentions of apparently they have like extremely rich parents, they're like extremely upper middle class. Apparently they were part of some like LARPy communist group that they embezzled money from to fuel like weird BDSM sex parties or some shit. So like this person stands out as a person who, after given like any amount of scrutiny from a non-charitable source, is going to absolutely ship the fuck out when people start making fun of them. I think that's the main reason why when Null was covering them on Mad at the Internet, they were immediately on Twitter talking about it and like trying to sympathy, because I think it's a matter of time before this person has a very active thread on them, and people are going to do a deep dive into the absolutely insane shit this person's probably done. So that right there turned out to be absolutely true, as now the individual Keffels has a, as of now, 49-page TV Barbs thread going into details about their antics. And amazingly, this person didn't take it very well. Let's take a look at Keffels' Twitter real quick.
50 pages now.
Let's see.
Obama.
True. Okay, this was the worst arc. I already know what this is. When you guys did this in DGG, it was bad. When other people did it, there's like the setting wrestlers against each other and then having like 50,000 viewers watching this shit is so boring. It's such a bad fucking meme. Oh my god, it's so dumb. Stop.
Oh, hey. Oh, hey. I guess this also preempts this other thing. I think this is preempting this other thing. By the way, chat, first off, do not harass anybody mentioned throughout the course of the stream, right? Do not mention, do not add them, do not engage with them whatsoever, right? Do not talk to them whatsoever. This person is what we call cry bully, and they engage in victim mongering whenever they get called out on things. So it's really not worth interacting with them. Mostly because I also want everybody in chat, just in chat, to say, hi Keffels, hi buddy, how's it going? Hi, we're gonna be talking about some really embarrassing things that you've been doing. We're gonna be chatting about you, because I know you're watching. Oh gosh, I know you're watching. Hi, how's it going? And just remember, chat, a like and a subscribe and even a super chat if you feel so inclined will cut deeper than any sort of mean word that you could ever do on Twitter, and they won't be able to bitch about it. It's really amazing how that works. Waiting for people to say I eat babies because someone said it in a tweet once. Well, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen you eat babies, but I'm glad you're watching, fam. How's it going? Champ? So this tweet by my good friend Flamingo Official, follow this guy on Twitter, he's really cool. Says so Keffels got super dogs, and in the process of deleting everything. My friend needs to learn how to proofread. He's a little retarded when he types out like that. I just bear with him for a little bit. With the kick being that she got ousted from her Communist Party chapter for embezzling funds to fund her opiate habit. Well, I mean, I made that shit up, obviously, right? There's not tweets that predate the drama that say this exact thing. Oh.
Okay, this takes too long. I changed my mind. I don't care. Maybe in the future I'll get to the clip notes. We can watch the Rossman video. How about that? Jesus Christ. Wait, go back? Wait, okay. What should we watch? Rossman video or Keffels memes video? Wait, Ankh doing weird shit. Oh my god, okay, never mind. Keffels meme video it is.
Yeah. Add cult shit. Sad the cult shit. Twitter support. Kim. We saw the Twitter talking about some really embarrassing things, their antics, and amazingly, this person didn't take it very well. Let's take a look at Keffels' Twitter real quick. Let's see. Oh hey. Oh hey. I guess this also preempts this other thing. I think this is preempting this other thing. By the way, chat. First off, a like and a subscribe and even a super chat if you feel so inclined. That say this exact thing. Oh wait. I was actually going to join an infiltrate in 2019. I redacted the name, by the way, because I've seen people talk about them and their failed political campaigns. We'll get into that because while they're able to ratio people on Twitter, they're not really able to ratio people at ballot bars. It's really embarrassing. Anyway, I'm going to try not to say their name on stream because this is a very...
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Oh my god, wait. There's so many memes right now. Wait, what the fuck is this? Wait, what is happening? Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm overruling the vote. We're taking an Ankh detour. Hold on.
कुछ लोग जानते होंगे कि मैं पहले एक धूम्रपान करने वाला व्यक्ति था, जैसे कि मेरा फोन पीछे से बज रहा है। हाँ, तो मैं एक ऐसा धूम्रपान करने वाला व्यक्ति था।
You got his video translated into I don't know what language this is.
इसने आज से 7 साल पहले ही इस समय मेरे
Is this an older video he's posted?
कुछ और महीने फिर एक पूरा साल है ना लाजवाब आपको
Those people thinking, oh, they're having.
Oh, how to quit smoking cigarettes forever in 10 minutes. Wait, this is a video we haven't watched yet. How to quit smoking forever in 10. Oh my god, he got 2.2 million views. It's Hindi. Wait, this is like an Unk classic video. What the fuck? Hold on, we'll 1.7.
Some of you may not know that I used to be a smoker, as my phone dings in the background. I used to be a smoker. I quit cold turkey 7 years ago and haven't looked back since, and I'm going to share with you how I did it in hopes that it will help you. I want you to know that I'm not trying to sell you anything. There's no gimmick to this whatsoever. There's nothing for you to buy. All this is a video for you to watch, okay? So in order for you to quit smoking or any other habit, for that matter, you have to change the way you look at the habit. That's what I did. I flipped my way of thinking about it, okay? So we all know that it's bad for you and it can cause cancer. Secondhand smoke is bad, and all that stuff aside, here's how I did it. Okay? I don't use scare tactics because that doesn't work with people because, yeah, it's killing you slowly, but it's not going to kill you probably tomorrow, right? It's not going to kill you the next day, but it is going to inhibit your health, and it's going to kill you eventually. So here's how I quit smoking by changing my way of thinking about it. First of all, I realized that as a smoker, when I quit smoking and all the other people went outside for a smoke break, I used to envy those people thinking, oh, they're having a smoke, and I wish I could be out there having a smoke with them. But I flipped the way of thinking on that, and I realized that those people out there smoking were envious of me because I was quitting smoking, and every smoker deep down wants to quit. They know it's bad for them. We're all educated on it, and they all want to quit. They just don't know the steps. So that was important for me too, to think, you know, that people out there smoking, I don't envy them. They envy me. They wish they were quitting, but they're not at the point yet where they can do it. So that was number one. Number two, I realized that when I got up in the morning, nobody had a gun to my head saying, here, go poison yourself with this toxic stick. Go breathe this smoke in all day. No one was forcing me to do that. It was me doing it to myself. So I then realized that if I was doing it to myself, then I had the power to not do it to myself. It's a simple thing, but we act like we're the victim of this thing that totally controls us, but it's just not true. We are doing it to ourselves. I also read a book called Alan Carr's Easy Way to Quit Smoking. Now, Alan Carr was a man who smoked something like 75 to 100 cigarettes a day for like 60 years, and then he quit cold turkey. And he wrote a book about it, saying a lot of these things that I'm saying to you today. So that book really helped me flip my perspective on smoking. So another thing that I did that helped me was I quit smoking. So when you quit a habit or addiction, there's a little bit of a void left there. You know, people will say they don't know what to do with their hands when they're driving and things like that. What I did was I replaced smoking with a healthy habit, jogging. So I quit smoking literally that day, went out, I didn't have much money. I bought an iPod on a credit card, and I started running, and I ran a block. And I only got it's funny now, but I was sick, I was spinning, I was nauseous. That's a bad shape. I couldn't even jog a block. Think about it. But I was determined. So the next day I went out and I ran 2 blocks. I was sick, I was almost puking, but I ran more. The next day I ran 3 blocks and 4 blocks. Pretty soon I was up to 2.5 kilometers. I ran all the way to Courtney, which is the edge of town in my home city of Regina. And I got there, so that was like 2.5 kilometers. And then one day I just said, I'm gonna double it. And I went there and I went back. In one day I doubled how far I could run, just by using my mind.
Shut off my computer, I'm sorry. Hold on. He used his mind to shut my computer down. That's what happened.
This way of thinking and stop taking my antipsychotic pills. Thanks, Uncle Adams.
No, if I look at that, I don't know if I buy that. And then this person, what is a condom? I don't know big people words. Now, understandably, if this was a one-off thing and this was like immediately rectified, this wouldn't be as bad. You know, sometimes people post like insane shit in Discords. Sometimes people just need to remember, hey, there are kids in here. You need to settle down with this, you know, weird sex pervert shit and not talk to these people if they're in like a younger age. Of course, it's on the onus of Discord moderators to make sure that the kids are safe, but you know. Here's one of the admin's responses to a user who tipped Sorrel off about the server. When he approached them about children being sexual, to quote the original thread, well, now at them's trying to say you're the one making a minor talking about being a cute bottom sexual. I'm guessing this is a mod in the server. A probable victim of grooming. Why would we bar minors from the server on the off chance that they'll be groomed? Lol. Don't you think there are better ways to fix the issues of grooming and pedophilia on the internet than just barring children from using the internet? Yeah, maybe not having 18+ discussions when you're allowed. allowing kids in the Discord. That's a very, very easy one. It's literally sexually suggestive. How? If they've been talking about having sex with men, you can show me where, but your sexuality is part of you. There's nothing wrong with it. You're kind of the one introducing the adult-oriented element. It's kind of weird. So, this thread goes up, and Dimitri specifically targeted Catboy Ranch. Now, what is Catboy Ranch important? Why is this date important? Well, Brent Keppels might have maybe used that account. Let me find the screen caps real quick. And again, hello Keppels, how are you doing? How are you doing? I guess I would love to ask you some of these questions too, because holy crap, the questions I had specifically were not answered in a very satisfactory manner. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't too satisfied with some of them. Let's see. I need to get the order of these right. Sorry, there's a lot of screenshots. People are deleting posts all over the place. I apologize. Bear with me, chat. Oh, also, now the person who tipped me off of this also had sent me a screenshot from Discord, specifically of this. That says,
Destiny follow your own advice. Stop being involved with
asking,
online trans women. If you want to be involved with a trans community, maybe talk to trans men. It'd be very reasonable.
Wow.
Well, at Catboy Ranch, we get our own personalized colors and implanted GPS chips so we never get lost. So this Catboy Ranch was involved in the server, or at least some of the people that were talking to them, they were involved in the server. It's spoiler alert. Trying to give the benefit of the doubt. It's already been confirmed. It's already been confirmed. Let's see. Sorry, I thought I had this other one. Here we go. Here we go. So this part right here. This is logs of their Twitter account that has since been deleted. Specifically important is this one right here. So I turned Catboy Ranch into an account that tweets out tweets that are generated by bot and has been fed all 5,500 tweets since I started that account, and is already talking about incest and JK Rowling. I'm fucking dying. I can't wait to see where this goes. So this is clarification, by the way, that Keppels is the owner of the Twitter account at Catboy Ranch. That's not a question at this point. People bummed out I stopped running Catboy Ranch, annoyed the shit out of me. I was harassed by far-right trolls for months because of that account, and I got literally nothing out of it. Just let me retire that account and move on. The date real quick. July 18th, 2021. When was Dimitri's thread? When was Dimitri's thread? Oh, right, it was in June. It's really weird. It's really weird. A month after this Twitter thread exposing a very, very, very not safe for kids Discord and tying your account to it, it's weird how a month afterwards, it's just not worth the hassle. It's just not worth the trouble. That's a little bit of suspect timing. No, if I look at that, I don't know if I buy that. They're kind of changing their story back and forth on the subject of the Discord server in particular. This Discord server is a source of contention. It's really not good for their narrative. Let's see. So they tweeted out this. Because this tweet talking about this Discord server got a lot of traction. I believe Destiny, as well as several other people, retweeted this account. And Keppels goes on to say, the person who is under 18 in the screenshot is a porn account who is over 18, and none of those screenshots in the alleged Discord, in those tweets, can even show me in the chat logs. Alleged Discord can't show me in the chat logs. I don't know if that's true, fam. I don't know if that's true. I think you've actually said that you were in that Discord. Uh-oh. Let's see, is this one, I think? No,
fuck, this is why manifests are important, guys. You have to like write everything organized in it, or maybe I just have ADHD. I don't want to sit here and watch this guy fucking go through every fucking picture he's got a folder. Organize this for me, make it easy to watch.
The Catboy Ranch account, absolutely nothing to do with that Discord, and I think that it's disgusting. I'll warn people about the Discord. By that you mean to leave the Discord? Already did. I wasn't active or aware of this until now. I was never in the Discord. Absolutely nothing to do with the Discord. I was in the Discord and I left. Gosh, it's weird how Keppels' account just sort of bounces back and forth, just depending on what part of the day it is. It's really weird. It's really fucking weird. Oh no. So, they did that. Now, I got into contact, or my friend, because my friend noticed something when browsing through Keppels' account. Let's see. Sorry, I have to find it. This one specifically spoke out to me, because this was like the big one that was like kind of, where is it? Did they delete it?
Okay, we're gonna play Elden Ring, and I'm gonna listen to the Gravel Institute critique video from Adam. That's what we're gonna do, okay? That's what I care about. Okay. Sorry, I guess to briefly touch on the Vosh stuff, I'll probably post a subreddit thread tonight asking for a collection of a bunch of specific types of video clips and evidence or whatever, and then you guys can throw me that. And then maybe I think tomorrow, I can probably do this. I can probably write this up in one day, because I'm pretty in the zone for that kind of shit right now. So I can probably do it up in a day, and then I'll either present it tomorrow night or the day after, I think. Do you have gym today? It's Saturday, Sunday. No, I go Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Good one, dude. So no stream tomorrow? Yeah, I can write it up at night. It'll probably take me just a few hours to do. Maybe 4 or 5 at the most.
Today we are going to take a look at a video titled How America Funded Ukraine's Neo-Nazis by the channel called the Gravel Institute. And just who are the Gravel Institute?
Dave Chappelle
We're
and
building
J.K.
the
Rowling.
infrastructure to be
Pretty good company, if you ask me. Victory, hand dark skin tone.
Depends on the issue. I don't know about that one, Chief.
Didn't say Simon Says.
I support trans athletes in sports and think the controversy is just asinine. But what Keffels did and you're banned from Twitch is such obvious bull. You didn't deserve this.
Simon Says.
Thanks, man. Okay. I'm sorry to all the normal people who follow me. I accidentally decided to hang out with people
Do
from
you
Twitch
have
for a
any
few
travel
months.
plans before University of Tennessee, or do we get a couple weeks of drama? Elden Ring and the Rift. Kayla came in.
Who knows? I accidentally decided to hang out with people from Twitch for a few months, and I'm deep in the rabbit hole discovering Twitch streamers who run cowboy ranches for minors and embezzle funds in the Communist Party. Okay, to be fair, there's a lot of weird fucking YouTubers as well, okay? What's the name of that guy that got all the fucking minor girls or whatever? Who am I thinking of? God, fuck. I want to say Samsel because that's the name of my head, but it's not that. It's like, sounds like that. Onesian, yeah. Okay, that was a fucking YouTuber guy, right? There's a lot of really weird, there's a lot of really weird people on YouTube that do some crazy shit as well, okay? So don't sit here and try to say that it's just the Twitch people, okay? Sky Williams was a YouTuber, true?
So much, man. Like, yeah.
Wait, didn't we already watch this? Or is this a new?
Okay, but here is how you make pizza rolls. You preheat the oven to 425
yeah,
degrees.
like,
Place rolls in a
absolutely,
layer,
like,
make
wow.
them shake. And then you
That's
bend
it.
them.
Destiny bans bullshit. Here's the thing: is Twitch doesn't like Destiny. It's literally that's like Destiny. Like, you know what my honest opinion about the Destiny ban is? I think they did it on purpose. I did. I think Destiny is cut so much.
Oh yeah, not very. Okay. All right.
Right-wing propaganda outlets like PragerU. Hello. Today we are going to take a look at a video titled How America Funded Ukraine's Neo-Nazis by the channel called The Gravel Institute. And just who are the Gravel Institute? We're building the infrastructure to beat right-wing propaganda outlets like PragerU on their own turf. With concise 5-minute videos from authoritative presenters, from Bernie Sanders to Chelsea Manning, we're pushing non-traditional audiences to the left. And to fight a behemoth like Prager, with huge ad budgets and millions of subscribers, we need you on board. Join us. So that's nice. They're trying to be a leftist counterweight to PragerU, a massive right-wing disinformation channel. Fighting disinformation online is especially important nowadays in light of the invasion of Ukraine. Russia has been pumping out an ungodly amount of lies and misinformation, outdoing up.
Okay, hold on, I'm muting Donis.
Outlets even like PragerU by an order of magnitude. And PragerU is no small player either. They really put it all out there. They're aggressively pro-capitalism, anti-Palestinian, anti-big government, aka social programs for non-whites, and anti-taxing high-income earners. And they also have a few things to say about black crime, the left, Antifa, and so on and so forth. But the secret to PragerU's success is not found in their political positions. In fact, if you laid them out bare, most people would see them for the lunatics that they are. The secret to PragerU's success lies in their presentation. Lies. Pun intended, I guess. It might not come as a surprise to most of you, but Prager University is not here to educate people, contrary to their description. They are here to push a specific set of socio-economic and political agendas, and they rarely do this through outright lies. Rather, they twist information, leave out or de-emphasize inconvenient facts, overemphasize convenient facts, mislead you with disingenuous presentation of statistics, and they use loaded, emotional language to prime you for their conclusions, among other things, all in service of furthering their agenda. And YouTubers like Sean or Vosh already did a number of excellent takedowns of their lies, which you should definitely check out afterwards. Now, all this being said, PragerU doesn't have to try too hard to disseminate misinformation. This is due to their target audience, namely US conservatives, a group whose worldviews are based mostly on emotionally held positions. And then those conservatives go out looking for justifications for their feelings, which PragerU is happy to provide. So as a conservative, if you simply hate black people, let's say, you won't be looking at the history of systemic discrimination, the lingering effects of redlining, Jim Crow, slavery, and so on, to try and contextualize and perhaps eliminate your bias. Instead, you'll be watching Police Go Where the Crime Is by PragerU, which confirms your biases of black people being violent, criminal savages who don't work and abandon their children.
In the 70s. What is a good place to begin reading up on the Ukraine-Russia conflict to avoid getting propagandized and become well informed? Good question. I don't know. Sorry. I don't know why I stopped to read that. I don't have an answer for you. Generally, usually what I'll do, this is what I do when I'm trying to research shit, okay? If I'm, like, Ukraine, Crimea, annexation, Wikipedia. I'll just start reading the wiki, or maybe I haven't read the wiki on this yet. I'll just read the wiki and then I'll see like shit that they talk about. And then if stuff comes up that I don't know about, I'll either click through to like other links, or I will like start searching based on like things that so like, let's say that I read about, the annexation of Crimea. Oh, this took place after the Revolution of Dignity. Let's say that I read about the Revolution of Dignity. This came at the end of Euromaidan, right? Or Euromaidan, I think is what people say. If I've heard people say like, oh, this is a coup or whatever, right? I might Google like 2014 Ukraine US coup. And I might like see what links come up here, and I might read something. I don't know. I think if you just like Google a lot and read a lot, you can start to build like this foundation of knowledge, figure out what's going on. But I mean, it's a lot of work to go through this shit. But
just U.S. counties, about 60% of robbery and murder defendants are black, even though blacks comprise only 15% of the population in those counties. In New York City, blacks make up 73% of all shooting victims, though they are 23% of the city's population. In Chicago in 2016, there were 4,300 shooting victims, almost all black. Among the 24 victims under the age of 12 was a 3-year-old shot on Father's Day who is now paralyzed for life, and a 10-year-old shot on Labor Day whose pancreas and spleen were ripped apart.
In short, PragerU has it rather easy, preaching to a friendly audience preconditioned by the conservative media industrial complex, having suppressed their critical thinking skills as much as possible, so they will accept any bogus graph, half-truth, and outright falsehood as the capital T truth in service of the conservative agenda. For PragerU, it will be much more difficult to propagandize to a leftist audience, since that group is generally more aware of history and socioeconomics, by and large have better critical thinking skills, and would be more prone to calling them out on their bullshit. If we had a Stalinist PragerU, let's say, they would need to be much more subtle, using every opportunity for plausible deniability, phrasing statements and questions neutrally but in a very leading context, and so on and so forth. Otherwise, their core audience would be made up of people with the following characteristics: the alpha and omega of their worldview being US bad, the fetishization of the Soviet Union and thinking it achieved communism or was progressing towards it despite reality, the bizarre reverence of countries that are opposed to the US like North Korea, Cuba, Syria, and so on, just because they're opposed to the US, and branding all their opponents as fascists to justify every action against them, and then denying the actual fascist actions of the governments they support. In common parlance, we call these...
Okay. Now I see why Hassan got ultra fucking triggered by this video. After scheduling a debate for today at 9 p.m. EST, the Omni-Liberal decided to no-show and just ghost. If I had a ton of blood moment on a panel, I'd be chomping at the bit for a 1v1. Oh, did I... Oh, I think I removed all of those debates from my schedule. But I guess I'm banned now, so who cares? Control F synth. Wait, do we want to do this real quick? Message. Oi, hey, are you still awake, bud?
People tankies. The name comes from the Soviet Union rolling tanks into countries to crack down on anti-Soviet protests. You might have guessed, but these people aren't leftists. They are Nazis painted red for all intents and purposes. And so, the Gravel Institute. Let's take a look at this video of theirs. In the spirit of Sean, the video is linked in the description. Feel free to check it out to make sure I'm not misrepresenting any of their points. And just to clarify, this video came out 6 days before the Russian invasion of Ukraine.
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 Ukraine. Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Ukraine. You've probably heard about that country a lot.
God damn it.
For the last few years, Ukraine has been one of the most important conflict points in the world. It's the site of a proxy war between Russia and the United States.
Okay, so we're 20 seconds in and we already have a problem. Ukraine is the site of a proxy war between Russia and the United States.
Remember, no country exists that's not the United States or Russia. Ukraine doesn't, it's not even a thing, okay?
A proxy war is when two larger powers battle each other through smaller local forces that they control or heavily influence, all in service of their geopolitical interests. But in the case of Ukraine, this is incorrect. The Ukrainian government...
Oh, actually, it's incorrect on two fronts. Oh, I shouldn't say this. I'm speaking out ahead of him, right? But technically, the U.S. doesn't have troops on the ground, which doesn't make it a proxy war. And Russian soldiers are actually in eastern Ukraine, which makes it like a direct war, not a proxy war. It's like actually fucked on two fronts. Sorry.
Is supported by the US and other Western nations, but they are by no means proxies of the US. They are a democratic government that came under attack by actual Russian proxies and the Russian army itself, at which point they asked for help and they got it.
Yep.
Just because Ukraine defending itself against Russian imperialism coincides with Western interests of not having Russian imperialism doesn't make this conflict a proxy war. So right off the bat, this is a serious misrepresentation by the Gravel Institute. Imagine if Czechoslovakia resisted the Nazis as the latter annexed the Sudetenland and they got military equipment and training from the UK or something. Would that make it a proxy war between Germany and the UK?
Wait, why is there a
of
bear
course
here
not,
now?
That would be ridiculous, but it would be a great opportunity for Nazi propaganda to try and discredit Czechoslovakia and justify the invasion, saying how Czechs are just pawns of the English and how their resistance is bringing war to Europe for no good reason. If the Czechs just stop fighting us, there would be peace. We had a vote in the Sudeten and people do want to join us, so it's all good.
Russia could launch an attack on Ukraine any day now.
We are ready, and all of NATO is ready.
But it's also a place most people don't really know a lot about. So the story we hear about Ukraine's history and its conflict today has very little relationship to reality.
I did go there.
I'm going to tell you a story about modern Ukraine, but this is also a story about America and how American money and weapons ended up in the hands of these guys, the neo-Nazis and ultranationalists of Ukraine's far right.
Wait, did you catch that? They just moved the goalposts. How America funded Ukraine's neo-Nazis versus how American money and weapons ended up in the hands of these guys. Those two statements have very different implications. The first implies a deliberate effort from the US to arm Ukrainian Nazis, while the second suggests that arming neo-Nazis wasn't the intention, only an unfortunate side effect. And slimy rhetorical tricks like these should be familiar to anyone who has ever watched Prager University.
Think about the even greater number of Palestinians who are now homeless in Gaza because Hamas choose to hide weapons in residential buildings. And when naive American and European NGOs offer millions to rebuild Gaza, who do you think will get that money? It won't be you. The people who really deserve it and need it. It will be the leaders of the Hamas gang and their friends who will add new rooms to their fancy villas. Rather than rebuild homes, purchase coronavirus vaccines, or provide social services for their people. And the peace you so deserve, the peace which could have been possible when Israel withdrew entirely from the Gaza Strip in 2005, will be even further out of reach.
Well, it looks like all that aid we're sending to Palestinians is ending up in the hands of extremists. Therefore, we should stop giving money and aid to Palestinians and just let Israel invade the Gaza Strip in a special military operation where they de-Islamisticize the area in order to finally bring peace to the Middle East, one could say. Though for some reason I highly doubt Gravel Institute would agree with stopping aid to Palestinians. And funny how that works.
Let's start in 1991, when Ukraine became fully independent from the Soviet Union.
Hating your life then, working class
And independence was tough. After the fall of communism, the economies of post-Soviet republics were falling apart.
Minor point here, but while in common parlance we do refer to the end of the Soviet Union as the fall of communism, that is incorrect. The Soviet Union was a state-capitalist oligarchy at best and never even came close to abolishing the state, currency, or social classes.
Fuck, hold on. Vosh? Oh, Hassan is looking at Vosh's subreddit. Hold on, I gotta sit through shitty fucking ads. Oh god, I'm getting an invite to this debate as well. Fuck. Hold on. I got so much shit going on right now!
Obama.
My entire life, they are so like, oh, Basin, Basin, what a thorough takedown, my good sir, epic bacon.
Destiny, sir, welcome. Hi.
What's up?
What's up? How we doing?
Good. Pretty good, how about you?
Right.
I'm doing great.
Well, not great. We heard about what happened on Twitch, sir, and we are sorry about that.
Oh yeah, that's all good. Oh yeah, I axed all of these debates from my schedule because I thought it was too risky of a topic because the communities are fucking cancerous. But hey, no risk now, so.
There you go. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So this is how it's going to go. Each person's going to get a 7-minute opening statement, hour to hour and 30 cross-examination, 7-minute closing statement, and then my questions, and then audience questions. Seeing as we can give Destiny some time to recoup his thoughts, since you want to open for us?
I don't think Destiny's got an opening statement, so I don't think it's super fair to throw me the 7-minute time there. I'll just let him say whatever he wants for his bit, and I'll just like respond to it.
Gotcha. Nice. Okay.
Is that okay with you, Pedro? You're the moderator.
Yeah, for sure. If you guys both want to hand over the 7 minutes, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. All right. Well, gentlemen, the floor is open. Have at it.
All right. Could I ask what's your? I know your initial prescription was like having a third category, right, for transgender sports specifically. Now it seems like you moved away from that. Am I correct on that? Is there like a new prescription you have?
No, I think a third category is probably necessary. Well, it'd be a third and fourth category, right, for trans women and trans men.
Okay, I thought I saw you on stream saying that you thought there should be like an open category and like a protected cis women's category. Is that like?
I might have said that before, but it doesn't
here.
make sense because like in an open category, trans women will never be competitive and trans men will never be competitive. So at that point, you might as well just have no trans sports at all, right? I think you need probably a protected space for trans people to do sports in.
Okay, so at like a state level, do you think there's even like the numbers there for that? This is the concern I have with that proposal.
I don't know if the numbers are there for it, but that's not really relevant because whether the numbers are there or not for it doesn't justify destroying cis women's sports.
So I don't think that I think it is relevant for specifically the prescription you're making. If the numbers aren't there for it, then the prescription just doesn't work at all, right? Like if the numbers aren't there for it, then we just can't have this prescription.
I mean, then I guess we don't have trans sports. If it ends up being the case for that, then sure.
Do you think that as it exists now that trans women in sports are like overrepresented at all, or do you think there's too many of them there, or do you just think it will become the case in the future?
I'm not really concerned with any of those questions. It's more just like, is there an unfair categorical advantage that the categorization is supposed to avoid? And it seems like the answer, where all the research has been pointing towards so far, is a resounding yes. I don't know if there's an overrepresentation because I don't even know if we know 100% what the actual number of trans people in society is, and then how does that drill down to how many go to school, and then how does that drill down to how many like competed sports? So I don't know what the answer to that is.
Sure. So if it's not the case that there's like an overrepresentation, then like letting trans women into women's sports isn't gonna like destroy the sports, right? It might just be like even if we grant the idea that all trans women categorically have a huge advantage, it would still be like cis women playing sports, wouldn't there?
No, it would destroy the competitive integrity of the sport.
Okay, the competitive integrity. When you say the competitive integrity, are you talking about the ability for people to compete with like based on their I'm not sure what to call it, skilled outside of like the biological advantages they might have?
Well, right now, sports for cis women's sports, there is a boundary set so that only people that are, I guess, women, broadly speaking, are allowed to participate. So that competitive integrity would be ensuring that only women are allowed to participate. Within the category of woman, there's a broad range of different biological features. So I mean, it's not separated more precisely there, except for when you get into sports and do like weight classes. But
do you think that trans women fit within the category of women?
For the purposes of this discussion, no, of course not. That's why they're trans women, right?
Well, I wouldn't say that it's like of course not, right? Like they're
the
trans
answer
women,
is
right? But
obviously
this is just
not.
like an
If
action.
trans women were just women, we wouldn't have to worry about.
I'm just trying to get your opinion. I'm not trying to like touch.
No, I understand, but we wouldn't have to talk about like HRT or surgeries or anything. They would just be women and problem solved. Like we correct, like yay, we solved all trans issues by saying that they're the same. But clearly they're not, right? That's why we have all these issues related to trans women, like getting healthcare, gender affirming care, and everything like that. Right?
So I don't think it's accurate to say that because of the fact that they need certain healthcare that's like special to them, that they're not women, right? I still think that like even though trans women have special healthcare needs, that they can still be categorized into the group of women in the same way that like a woman who needs like an appendectomy would still be part of like the category of women, right?
But we're not talking about an appendectomy. We're talking about getting hormones that bring you in line with resembling a biological sex, right? An appendectomy is something.
No, I agree. Yeah.
Well, no, hold on, wait. No, we don't agree. There's saying that like trans women are women. Like, imagine somebody says to you, like, man, I feel like I have a lot of gender dysphoria. And you're like, oh, well, what's wrong? Like, well, you know, I feel like I'm a woman stuck in a man's body. It's like, oh, does that make you a trans woman? And they're like, yeah. And it's like, oh, well, guess what? Trans women are women. There you go. You solved it. Like, doesn't make any sense, right?
No, I don't. Yeah. That's not the proposal I'm at. That's not the proposal that I'm advocating for. I understand that there are like there are certain things that make like trans women dysphoric, and right, there are like medical necessities there. I just don't think that this like excludes them from the category of women.
It's just like a pointless, like, we're not arguing about the broader social category of women. We're talking about like people. Do you believe that you can identify as trans without having surgery, or are you like a trans medicalist? Do you think that you can be trans and not go for HRT or surgery?
I think you can be trans without dysphoria and not go for like HRT or surgery. Sure.
Okay. Do you think that a trans
I wouldn't
person?
say it's like.
Yeah. Do you think
I don't think it's the most useful thing in the world, but I think it's possible. Yeah.
Sure, but do you think a trans person that doesn't go through HRT or surgery should be allowed to compete in cis women's sports?
In cis women's sports, I think if the point of cis women's sports is to, I guess it depends on which sport, right? There are some of them that I think is fine for, and there's some that I think it would be issuesome to let people who have like these massive biological advantages, regardless of gender identity, competing with each other because they could kill the other competitor, right? Like in combat sports.
No, so like in basketball, volleyball, and everything else, you think it's okay, or?
In
basketball,
wait.
I'm just gonna repeat because that was the most non-answer ever. Okay?
Sure, yeah.
Do you think that?
But I thought it was like a direct answer to your question.
It wasn't. Do you think that trans women that don't have any hormone replacement therapy or any surgeries should be allowed to compete alongside cis women in athletic events?
I just said that it depends on the sport. That is absolutely a direct answer to your question.
Okay, can you name any sport that anybody here has ever heard of that you would be okay with that happening in?
Sure, I think there are lots of endurance sports where I'd be okay with that happening, right? Where like men and women don't compete on like wildly different levels. Like long distance swimming seems fine.
So men outcompete women on almost all endurance sports. I think there's like two niche, like I think like in ultra marathons, and I think in one thing, but in every other mainstream sport, basketball, volleyball, football, soccer in America, and every other thing, men are outcompeting women. So in any of those sports, not combat sports, but in any other sport, sports that everybody watches and has heard of, do you think that men should be allowed to compete? Not men. Do you think that trans women that don't get HRT or surgery should be allowed to compete against cis women?
So I think that one of the things you said just wasn't true. In the case of like ultra long distance, like running, it is the case like women not only like compete at the same level as men, they outperform men in many cases. So I don't think that's really super accurate there.
In the cases of non-endurance sports, and not just talking about only combat sports, do you think that trans women that don't go through HRT or have any surgeries should be allowed to compete against cis women?
As it currently exists, no, but I think it would be good to eventually remove the gender categories from sports. This is like obviously a long-term goal.
Okay, so if you say no to that, why couldn't I just ask you, well, don't you think those trans women are women?
I do think they're women, yeah. I don't think the categories as they currently exist should be based on the if you're a woman or not. I don't think it's women's sports, right? I think they should be based on like, we're trying to, it should be based on the utility it serves, right? And I think that utility is gonna be the ability to pull people in who are in this, who are in this sort of like generally group that is like pushed out of sports in general, right? Which would be like, I think it's cis women are still kind of a bit pushed out of sports. I think trans women are pretty hardline pushed out of sports. I think the social utility of giving them a place where they can play sports is good.
Pushed out of sports when we have like specific federal provisions that guarantees funding across states for women's sports, even when they don't make any money from school.
Well, wouldn't it be like a more of a cultural push? I think there's like a lot of like pull factors as well. I'm not disagreeing with that, but there's like there's a cultural push that I think a lot of women are told like, I don't actually know if it's a lot of women, but there are at least some women who are told like that they shouldn't be competing in sports.
This sounds like a very weird, like ultra progressive delusion. I think plenty of women are encouraged to participate in sports when they go to high school. It might not be like football, like men do, but I think plenty of women are encouraged to play sports. I don't think that it's the idea that they're telling them all to get in the kitchen and cook. I don't agree with that.
So, well, I guess we could dispute this point all day, but I don't think it's really relevant to my broader point. So yeah, I'm even okay with just granting the point entirely. Like women aren't pushed out of sports. Okay, so what's the point of women's sports?
To have a protected place for cis women to compete with other cis women.
What's the point of having a protected space for cis women to compete with other cis women if they're not pushed out of sports?
Because women aren't capable generally of competing with the male biology.
Yeah. So what's the point in having them in sports?
So that they have an opportunity to compete, because it represents a huge section of society that probably would like to compete in athletic events.
Okay, so do you think that there are people who there's a huge section of society who's just like not fit enough as well? Like if there was like if it was just skill based and we have the same total number of people in sports.
You have the capacity to get fit enough to be at least like playing in games and stuff. Yeah.
There are a lot of people who just don't have that capacity, I think, right?
I mean, if you're talking about disabilities, that we literally have the Paralympics or whatever, right? Paralympics.
Like short men playing in basketball. Well, I mean, I don't think we should be,
physiologies won't be able to compete in certain sports, sure. But I mean, like most people can.
People who are like shorter on average probably couldn't play at like a sport that were people who are shorter on average would have a lot of trouble playing in a sport that's like requires you to be very tall, like basketball?
Potentially, yeah. There might be certain sport or like people with longer torsos. Everybody talks about Michael Phelps or whatever. Might be able to be better at swimming. Sure, that's possible. Yeah, it's not going to be.
Well, this is the case for every sport, right? Like every sport's going to have like some things that are biological advantages that like some people just aren't going to have, right? That are going to push them out of sports entirely.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the same would apply to them. So we don't give them a space in sports, right? Because there's no like social discrimination against them, right?
Well, I just think we don't give specific heights of space in sports because we probably don't like group people generally by height. It's not a thing we think about, right? Like we have like men and women are broadly recognized as two distinct groups in society. I don't think we have like groups in society of like 5'7" men and like 4'9" women.
We don't have. I mean, we do. It'd just be the group of 4'9" or like 5'7" men and 4'9" women, right? That would just be like short people. I agree that there's not like a in the case of sports, we don't do that, right? But this is kind of irrelevant to the broader point here.
Okay, where is this? Where are we going to with this point? I guess.
Yeah, we're talking about how should we structure sports, and you're saying like this is not the way we currently structure sports. Like I agree, it's not the way we currently structure sports.
Are you asking me to rebuild like the entire sports system to make it 100% like meritocratic, or?
I think slowly over time making the sports system meritocratic as a long-term goal is a really good idea, but I think currently as it stands, I don't think the categories are that harmful. I don't think the allowing trans women in sports at the rates they do are in any way keeping cis women from going into sports entirely. I don't think it like destroys the competitive nature of sports to allow trans women in there. I don't think they have even though I would grant they have an advantage, I don't think they have enough of an advantage to justify like keeping them out and like putting them into a third category that wouldn't really work mathematically.
How can you how can you justify the division of sports by sex and then allow people into the sport that kind of like work against that established boundary? Or do you think that women's sports should just be gotten rid of entirely?
I said long distance. I'm okay with like moving it to a genderless system.
Well, I'm not talking in a hypothetical in 500 years or whatever. Like we're having
not 500 years, like, but slowly over time, I think it's fine to do that.
You're
but
talking about hundreds of
unless
years
you
away.
give
You're
me
talking about getting rid of all. I'm asking.
Not really.
Okay, how long do we live in a genderless society? When do you? I'm curious.
I don't think we're gonna live in a genderless society just because we have genderless sports. It's a bit exaggerated, right?
No. I don't think you realize how.
You think society would be genderless if we had genderless sports?
To get rid of all gendered sports? Yeah, I think you're in a very utopian society. I don't know how you can think otherwise.
I think you can still have gender roles in society without having like gender roles specifically in sports. It's like a very small subsection of society, isn't it?
Yeah, but you're talking about eliminating like women from sports. I think we're pretty far from that. If you're talking about getting rid of genders in sports, you're talking about getting rid of women.
Not talking about eliminating women from sports.
How are they going to compete if we eliminate
neither
gender?
of us are talking about eliminating women from sports.
How do they still compete if we eliminate like the gender distinction?
They would compete at lower skill levels.
So you could never be the top at any sport. Now you're just going to be relegated to always being like the 4th division because you're a woman.
If you're, I guess you could be you could be the top of D4. They're never the top of any sport anyways, right?
Well, they are. They can be the top. They can be the best woman in the world at a sport.
Yeah, the best woman at a world sport is not the kind of thing that most people are going to consider the best at the sport, right?
They would say that they're the best woman at the sport, recognizing that like, yeah, women have restrictions.
They could still be the best woman at the sport.
Yeah, but if they're all in the same leagues, you don't see how that's a little different?
I agree it's a little different. It just doesn't really like address the point.
Do you not see there being a distinction between saying that like we have a women's league and there can be some women that are at the top of that league versus we just have an open league and the best woman happens to be like ranked 7,000 in that league? You don't think that feels a little bit different to the women that can...
I think it does feel a bit different. Yeah, no, I completely agree, but I think it would be the feelings of this woman, I don't think are enough to outweigh the social benefit of being able to not have segregation on the ground of sex.
The feeling of every woman, right? There will never be a woman at the top of any sport ever again. You will never have a female champion.
We already don't have women at the top of any sport. We have them at the top of women's sports, right?
Sure. So which is their own...
Yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah, the top of the divisions that they play in, which are like the women's divisions. Yeah, you have the best female athletes that play against other female athletes. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, you have the best female athletes playing against other female athletes currently. I think that the saying that they're the worseness they'll feel because of the fact that they're like playing against competitors who are winning against them in specific competitions, and they're no longer going to be the best in any sport. I don't think this is enough to justify the the social harms that keeping trans women out of sports has.
So you think that the social harms against all women competitors, that now you're going to have women in their mid-20s, late 20s that have been competitive their whole life, are going up against getting crushed by high school player boys. They're going to be competing in the same divisions. You're talking about never having another woman on TV ever for no college games, no professional games. There is no more WNBA, and nobody wants to watch. No offense, I'm sorry for NCAA players. Nobody's going to watch like Division III football. Does that even happen? I don't even know if these games are televised, right? Like, so you're talking about no
I
woman
have no
is
idea,
ever.
but
Yeah, so
go ahead.
You think that harm against all fucking like cis women?
I don't think it's the case that we'll like never ever like there are women who are kicking at D1 levels. We'll see those women, right? On
Against
TV.
men?
I think they're gonna be some. They are kicking at D1 levels. I'm not sure what you mean by against men.
They're kicking at D1 level. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, I guess it doesn't really matter. They're women who we will likely
wait,
see
can you tell me? I don't know what that
we'll
means.
see them in smaller
Can you
number.
explain what that means? I don't know kicking at the D1 level.
It means that like at like the Division 1 levels, they're kicking like on par or like near the lower range of like Division 1 kickers.
A kicker in what sport?
I guess in football.
Wait, what do you mean you guess? Wait, what are we talking about right now?
Look, I have no idea how this relates to the broader point. I'm gonna be honest with you. What is? I feel like I'm missing something. What are you trying to
I don't
go
know
with
what
here?
you're saying. I'm very confused. I'm having a simple moment. You're saying that there are some women that are competitive with men at D1 levels? In any sport that anybody watches?
Not broadly. Very small subsections of the things you can do in a sport. Yes. Not the entire sport overall, right? I agree. We will see less women in sports. Or in the high level sports that we see televised, right? We can see the same number of women overall.
Like the number is going to be approaching zero. I don't want you to weasel out like, oh, maybe there'll only be like 20 or 30. The number will be approaching zero. Maybe you get like one exceptional woman every couple years that makes it into some televised matches, but for the most part, they're going to be completely eliminated.
Most people don't pay, but as it exists now, most people don't pay too much attention to women's sports. They're already viewed as like the lower league.
Okay, so if I were to look up broadcast numbers for like the all-females like soccer or the WNBA, do you think it's just like a few dozen people watching these? You don't think women watch?
I'm sure that it's more than just a few dozen people, but I think if we look at the numbers overall, it's going to be a very small percent.
Yeah, it's less than what watch men's sports, but there are people that watch like women's sports, especially women. Like,
I don't think that it's as nearly as large as the number of people who watch men's sports, including women, right? Even if we looked at just women, I would assume that like less of them would be watching women's sports. If we look at people overall, it's definitely the case.
Maybe, but I mean, like, I know that women's soccer has gotten larger against Europe. There are like women's like UFC
wait,
fighters.
That's not a maybe. You're accusing me of weaseling out, but that's definitely not a maybe, right? We both know that's true.
That more women watch men's sports than women's sports?
That the viewer count for men's sports is wildly higher than women's sport.
Yeah, it's for sure higher. But you're making it sound like nobody watches women's sports, right? There are like huge celebrities that everybody knows who like.
I never said nobody watches it. I just think it's a very small number of people who already watch it.
Okay, there were 82 million viewers of the Women's Cup final for football, for soccer. Okay, so there are people that watch women's sports.
For soccer, you said there are
82 million people.
Yeah, no, I didn't say there were no people. You're just strawmanning me.
Okay,
I didn't say there were no
those
people who
82 million viewers that are watching all women compete are now non-existent. They're going to be watching men compete because you're eliminating that division.
Men's sports received 96.3% of airtime, with women's sports 1.6%. Gender-neutral topics 2.1%. So no, it's just not a maybe. It's just a yes. Like, just women's sports are watched less. This isn't like a hot take.
I'm not disagreeing with you. You're making it sound like it's basically irrelevant.
I'm not sure what you mean by basically irrelevant.
It sounds like you're basically saying that like not that many people watch women's sports, so we get rid of it. We're not losing much anyway.
No, I'm not saying that if we got rid of it entirely, we're not losing much anyways. I'm saying that like not that many people watch women's sports, so having this like mixed division, I don't think it would lead to a huge decrease in the number of like, I don't know, like female celebrity athletes. I think people would still like trend around them, and they still like give them sponsorships, etc.
So somebody like Serena
more
Williams.
people watching these we might even see more people watching these like lower ranking sports than we did before.
So somebody like Serena Williams, she wouldn't exist anymore. Nobody would know who the fuck she is, right? She would be some random like rank 500 tennis player. I mean, she'd be the best woman, but like nobody would know or care.
If she's the best woman in the sport, right? Serena Williams, people will care and like notice that.
How do you know?
Because I think it's like, obviously we can't know anything about the future, right? But I think it's pretty reasonable to say like, being the #1 women's player, there are a lot of people who are going to care about that in and of itself and be like, wow, this is a exceptional woman at this sport, and I'm going to give her exceptional amounts of attention despite the fact that she's not the best at the sport.
But
I think
she's not going to get she's not going to make it to any teams. There's not going to be anybody televising those matches. There's not going to be like, who's looking to sponsor I mean, like, I only have my first-hand experience only in esports, so maybe it's different in sports. But like, who the fuck in esports sponsors like the 1,000th best player? Like, nobody's on these teams, or if there are these teams, people get paid like $20 a month.
Is the 1,000th best player in esports like the? I don't really know about esports. Is it like the #1 woman in esports is like the 1,000th best player?
It's probably close to that. There's like a couple of standout women because it's a lot less physically demanding, but for the most part, it's like 99.9%.
Then plenty of people are sponsoring them, right? Like the top woman player that you can think of in esports.
No, the biggest
right?
places where women get recognition are like in all women's leagues. Is how it used to go for CS:GO. That's how it happened for StarCraft.
You think that the top? You think the top female esports players are like they're not getting any attention? I know in chess they do, right? The top chess players and plus women.
Chess has women's divisions.
They have women's FIDE master rankings, which I think should probably also be gotten rid of. They're kind of a silly rank, right?
Why?
Right. Because I don't think it helps women to say like, here's the equivalent of the man's ranking, but it's like a really low ELO and it's like worse at chess. I think it's like kind of not helpful.
Because it's hard for women to compete in some of these things. Like, I mean,
why is it hard for them to compete?
For a number of physiological reasons. That depends on the sport. What
chess?
talk about? It potentially, maybe.
What is the physiological reason for why it's hard for them to compete at chess?
It seems like neurologically the way the boys engage with things might be a little bit different than the way the girls engage with things. I don't know. It could be.
It's different, but why are they worse at chess?
If your position here is that you win if I can't exactly detail you the neurological processes by which men are able to manipulate video games or chess pieces better than women, then I mean you totally beat me. Like, all I'm saying is that broadly speaking,
I'm not trying to gotcha you.
When you
I just want to understand your
sure,
position better.
When you look at the history of things like video games, you look at the history of things like chess, it seems like men are way more competitive in these arenas than women are, such that women are not competitive at the highest levels. It might be the case that maybe it's all socialization.
Might be social pressure?
It could be. But if you eliminate all the women's spaces for them right now, then women just disappear. They cease to exist in these spaces.
I don't think so. I think that if you eliminate women's spaces there, I think a lot of the socialization, a lot of that social pressure, I think it even mitigates some of the social pressure in things like chess, for example, where the women players who are like, obviously women on average have higher IQs. I don't think it's unlikely that women players will still be competing in chess and even doing so more so now that they're not viewed as like second-class chess players, for example.
Women can go and compete with men right now if they wanted to.
No, I agree.
In any sport, women can do this.
Well, I agree. But in the case of like things like women's FIDE Master and like these specific women's only leagues in chess, I don't think they do any good. I think they do harm.
So, but all the women that are getting any recognition or doing anything there would just cease to exist in your world. They would go compete with men, they'd lose to middling, like not even grandmasters, and then they'd just be done.
No, I don't think they'd be just done. I think that women would still be competing in chess. Like you said, they already do compete, right? In like
not with men.
The open matches in chess.
No.
They do compete with men. Yes, they do.
My understanding is that at the highest levels of chess, when you're talking about like grandmasters and stuff, it's almost impossible for women to be competitive at these levels. Because somebody in chat fact check me if I'm wrong. That's my understanding. Is that at the highest levels of chess, it's very, 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 very hard for any woman to be competitive.
So it's hard for women to be competitive is very different from your initial claim, which was like there are not women players who are playing at these high levels, right? There are women who are like
someone is saying
just
that the highest
GMs,
rated,
not women's GM.
Someone is saying that the highest rated woman is 200 elo or below like the highest rated man.
That would be like that would be like 2,800 or something or 2,700 or something. That's massive. That's huge. That's like way above. That's super GM level, right?
Sure, so that means that in like every large open tournament, assuming that it's like all mixed, you're never going to see women in what, like the top 4 or top 8?
You'll never see women in the top. It depends on it depends on what like skill level we're talking about within chess. We don't want to like pair up like the like super GMs, right? With like the IMs or whatever, right? We're not doing that. Generally, the people will compete within like their own skill ranking. I think chess is actually a great example of what I'm proposing.
The highest ranked women's chess player is ranked 93 in the world, and women's elo is a bit inflated because of like the tournaments they play in. Is that true, or
is that? I don't know if they're 93 specifically. Is it Judith Polgar or something, or is it somebody else?
I don't know the names. I don't follow professional chess that much.